this countdown to game time, the Kentucky Wildcats are getting ready for an SEC showdown with Auburn. The Cats don't have a game this week. They're 4-1 heading into a Thursday night matchup next week with the Auburn Tigers at Commonwealth Stadium. Kentucky Sports Radio host Matt Jones is here. A lot to talk about this week. But first, UK gets a scare from EKU but finds a way to win, now looking ahead to Auburn.
I would have never forgiven the UK football team if they had lost to Eastern. On the one hand, it would have been an absolutely terrible loss because Eastern is, not even a Division I team. But it also would have not allowed me to laugh at the scandal at U of L a little bit because it is an unbelievable thing going on. I thought they were going to lose, though. I really did. I mean, Eastern was up 2 touchdowns. Eastern deserved to win. But give Kentucky credit. Patrick Tolles, Dorian Baker, C.J. Johnson made big plays down the stretch, and they got the win.
Let's talk about the UK-Auburn game because UK tied for second in the SEC East. Auburn is last in the West. Who would have thought that? This Auburn team has struggled.
They really have, and then they just kicked off their best wide receiver this week. So I don't know what happens with Auburn. The thing about it is it's actually a good matchup for Kentucky. If what Auburn tries to do, Kentucky defends pretty well. They kind of have a straight-ahead running game. Kentucky's done a good job with that. They've switched to a different quarterback, so they don't have the scrambling guy they had. So I like Kentucky's chances. Thursday night environment, first time Kentucky's played on Thursday night since 1939. I expect they get the win. It'll be a heck of a game.
It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. If you can't make it to the game, you can watch it on ESPN. All right, let's talk about U of L.
Yes.
I know you don't have much to say about this, but give it to us in a nutshell. What do you think should happen, first of all, with Coach Rick Pitino?
Well, we still don't totally know everything that is true, but we know, I think, enough to say that the core of the allegations about the prostitutes/strippers on campus are likely true. If that is the case, Jennifer, I think Rick Pitino has to resign. I don't believe Rick Pitino knew. I mean, we may never know for sure. I would be very surprised. He's too smart to have done that. I, however, think he's in charge. And ultimately, you can't give coaches the incentive to say, well, I didn't know. I think in the end, he's going to have to resign. I think what is certain to happen is Louisville's going to end up on probation. And they are probably going to end up having to sit out the NCAA tournament, maybe even this year, which is something no one would have imagined, but I think it's possible.
All right, give us a UK basketball recap. Coach Cal this week saying that it's going to be ugly early.
Well, he says that. I mean, Cal Berry's always saying, oh, it's going to be ugly, it's going to be this. I think he thinks this year that the actual difference between where they start and where they finish may be the highest. Okay, I actually think when they start, they're not going to be that great. But I think by the end of the year, they can be as good as anybody. Got a lot of young guys. Tyler Eulis is probably going to be the best player to start, who's a short point guard. But Jamal Murray is going to be a star. The big issue now is Skal Labissiere. There was a report that he may not be eligible yet. I'm not worried about it. I don't think UK is. I think he ends up eligible. And when they put the whole pieces together, I think they have a really good team.
All right, Matt Jones, as always, thanks so much for being here. And stay with us. There's much more to come. WKYT News at 4:30 is next.